All right, guys, so before we hop into today's video, can we just please appreciate this nice Tahitian vanilla donut? Look at that. All right, let's go ahead and hop into today's video. What's going on, guys? It's David here, and today I'm super stoked because today we have finally finished the 1 week of testing of the Reebok Nano 8. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name's David, and I create content all circled around CrossFit and products within the world of CrossFit and everything in between. Do me a favor, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button as well as that subscribe button, because that lets me know I'm creating the kind of content that you guys want to see. So as I mentioned before, I decided to break this review up into two segments. We've got the initial unboxing and review, and then we've got the wear test. Now for today's wear test, I decided to go ahead and try out one of the programming days from Icon Athlete, which included a warm-up, 3 rounds for time of deadlifts, muscle cleans, front squats, and single unders, followed by a weightlifting workout that included clean and jerks, starting with 2 reps, going on to 2 reps, another set of 2 reps, 1 and 1. So essentially building all the way, oh, I knew that was gonna happen. As I mentioned before, I think one of the biggest highlights of this shoe is the fact that it is extremely comfy as well. This shoe is super dope. I think this shoe is probably one of the most comfortable shoes on the market that you could purchase right now outside of the Nike Metcon Freeze, which I mentioned in my previous video. I think another big selling point of this shoe is that it has a really nice toe box. So one of the things that I noticed is that during the workouts, my feet never really felt uncomfortable or felt cramped. And so it was really easy to continue to move throughout workouts because my feet or my toes didn't really get fatigued, which is something that would be more likely to happen if you're wearing, for example, weightlifting shoes. A lot of the times you obviously want your weightlifting shoes extremely tight. So if you're one of those people that want one shoe that kind of does everything, this may be that shoe that you're looking for. However, I did notice that while wearing this shoe, one of the things I didn't like was the way that it responded to weightlifting movements, specifically doing things like split jerks. I don't like the fact that it has the weird tread padding on the shoe. I could kind of really do away with that pattern. I prefer the pattern that's on the Nike Metcon 4, because a lot of the times if you're at a gym that has a horse stall mat, sometimes they'll have like the pill pattern that's on the shoe. So if you're doing things like weightlifting movements on that material, like as I was doing today, you're gonna find that that tread pattern is going to actually cause friction with your shoe. So it's good for when you're doing things outdoor or if you're on turf. But if you're indoors on that horse stall material with the pill pattern, it's gonna actually prohibit you from actually performing the movement with good technique, because it's gonna prevent your back foot from actually sliding smoothly, which is something that you would want when you're doing a split jerk. But outside of that though, I would say that I would actually prefer if it had more of the Nike Metcon tread, which obviously they're not gonna have that, but that's just my preference as far as a tread pattern. Another thing that I wasn't a huge fan of was the upper, and I mentioned this in the previous video, but I didn't really like how the upper responded to my movements in the shoe. While it is nice that the shoe is very light, and that's all thanks to the Flexweave, I think I would rather have had a little bit more rigidity in the sidewalls of the shoe, especially when you're doing things like performing lateral type movements. I just didn't really feel as if my ankles or my Achilles tendon had enough support. So I would kind of default back to the DSX2 as far as having a better heel support. I know some people were complaining about heel slippage. I never really experienced that myself, so I can't really attest to that. But with regards to the Nano 8, I think if they had a better padded collar as well as better sidewall rigidity, I think it would definitely help with feeling a little bit more stable when performing movements in the shoe. Lastly, another big issue that I had with the shoe was the overall feel of Flexweave. I'm not really a huge fan of it, just because it doesn't really feel as if it molds to my foot as the Flyknit material does on Nikes. I think Nike has really done a really good job as far as creating a material that's not only flexible, but durable, especially for CrossFit type workouts. And they apply it to all their different shoes. I think Reebok needs to spend a little bit more time developing the technology behind Flexweave. I think it's a good start, but I think it would help to remove that feeling of looseness in the shoe if they were able to get a little bit more of a tighter knit on the Flexweave material. Lastly, I did not experience this myself, but in talking to other people and just kind of reading reviews on the Reebok.com website, I did notice that some people were having issues with the glue on the shoes coming undone, and so their shoes essentially were kind of coming apart. Again, I didn't experience this, but you know, that's something that comes along with issues in manufacturing. Lots of different companies have those issues. Nike's most likely will have those issues. Any other essentially shoe manufacturer will, and it's kind of uncontrollable because there's so many different factors that play into that. Like, for example, the temperature at which the glue was applied, how long there was pressure applied to, you know, make sure that the shoe was held together while the glue was settling, a whole bunch of different things. I spent a little time in manufacturing back in the day working for an e-commerce company, and we always had issues in regards to sometimes materials just kind of fell apart. So I'm not sure what the factors would be in that regards. So far, I haven't had that issue with 1 week. We'll see down the road, but that is something to take into consideration if you're thinking about purchasing this shoe. To kind of sum everything up, I think the Nano 8 is definitely a great shoe. It's definitely a shoe that I would recommend to people, but at the same time, there's just something about the shoe that doesn't really feel that it deserves the $130 premium price. When I'm purchasing a shoe, especially a shoe that's gonna claim that it has a fly knit competitive material, I want something that's gonna be the same sort of feel, if not better. And I know they're different companies, so I can't expect them to be doing the exact same thing. But I think that's the biggest thing that's holding me back in regards to telling people to go out and buy this shoe, throw out your Metcons and only buy Nanos. But again, I think another selling point with this shoe is the nice toe box. I think if Nike would do a little bit of a better job of having a better toe box, I think that would definitely make the Metcon a more superior shoe. But I would definitely say that these shoes, the Nike Metcons and the Nano 8s, or the Metcon 4s and the Nano 8s, would definitely be comparable shoes. I would say that the Metcons would just edge out a little bit more just because of the fact that the Metcons, specifically the DSX2s, have a better fit with the fly knit material. The Flexweave just kind of feels a little cheap. That's just in my opinion. I definitely do think it's gonna last for quite some time, but I would definitely recommend you trying to find this shoe or picking up this shoe when it's at a discounted price, just because of the fact that I don't think it deserves the $130 price tag. Over the course of the week, I definitely did enjoy working out the shoe, maxing out on snatches and maxing out on clean and jerks, as well as doing today's Icon Athlete programming. You know, it's at the end of the day, I would definitely recommend you guys to continue to find and test and look for shoes that are going to fit your lifestyle, that are going to fit your goals, as well as fit the kind of workouts that you guys will be doing. There's no way that I can tell anybody that this is the perfect shoe, and there's no way that anybody can tell you that, you know, Reeboks are the best or Nikes are the best. At the end of the day, it all comes down to preference. I'm still trying to search and find that perfect shoe, and I can't say that I've 100% found that in Nike Metcons, and I also can't say that I've 100% found that in Reeboks, but I hope to someday through this channel just kind of share with you guys my journey in that search, from finding the perfect shoes to finding the perfect clothes, as doing that in a way that's also affordable, because a lot of the times these companies charge or add on these price tags to their products that I don't think they always fit the bill. So hopefully we can find that over the course of creating this content on this channel. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed today's quick little overview and summary of the Reebok Nano 8s. Let me know down in the comments again. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you thinking about purchasing the Nano 8? If not, why? If you are, why? I would love to continue to conversate with you guys on that topic, as well as add me on Instagram. I love connecting with people and seeing everything that it is that you guys are doing. So follow me on Instagram at @BlackSamson. If you're interested in supplements and apparel and things like that, check out my store, primedforce.com, shop.primedforce.com. We've got all sorts of apparel as well as new supplements that I'm adding to the store, stuff that I used or have used in the past, and then as well as stuff that I am testing, and if it's a good enough product that I think you guys would enjoy, I'll put it on the site. All right guys, until next time, may your coffee be black and your barbells be heavy. This is David. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.